Good morning, one and all. So I think we can start today's session, today's program. I would like to invite Usha Madam to welcome the gathering, and I would like to invite Ms. Srijia and Kavya for comparing the session.
Good morning, everyone. It is my honor to welcome you all on this day. We will celebrating the second day of National Level Online Technical Paper Presentation Contest CENM 2020 Civil Engineering in the New Millennium 2020. Along with my co-host Kavya Krishnadas, welcome you all on behalf of JPTC Chelakara. We are truly blessed with your presence. We will start this session with a silent prayer. Well, today we having three technical session and we conducting our validatory session at 3 p.m. Before starting our session, let me invite moderator of the session, Manasa Miss. Miss, please.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Miss. Good morning.
Good morning. So, good morning to all of you, Honorable Chief Guest, my HOD, my colleagues, and my dear students. A very warm welcome to all to the second day sessions of National Level Technical Paper Presentation Contest organized by Department of Civil Engineering, Government Polytechnic College, Chelakara. So, first, let me introduce the person who is going to chair today's sessions. This is Dr. Nidhi M. She is currently working as a faculty member at NIT Puducherry. She did her BTech from NSS College of Engineering Palakkad and MTech from CET Trivandrum. She also did her PhD from NIT Calicut. She is having several years of experience both in teaching and non-teaching field. She also have a lot of publications in both international and national journals. With immense pleasure, I welcome you, ma'am. Next, we have two eminent judges, Mrs. Jisha Akra and Mrs. Sino Francis. Mrs. Jisha Akra is currently working as assistant professor at Jyoti Engineering College. She did her BTech from NSS College of Engineering Palakkad and MTech from NIT Calicut. She is currently doing her PhD in APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University, Kerala. She also having many publications in national and international journals. I feel privileged to welcome you, ma'am. Next, we have Mrs. Sino Francis. She is currently working as a lecturer in Tyagaraja Polytechnic College, Alagapanagar. She has 23 years of experience in teaching field. She completed BTech from Government Engineering College, Thrissur and doing MTech at QSAT. I am very glad to welcome you, ma'am. So once again, I would like to welcome all of you to this event, and I am sure that you all will feel enriched with the knowledge after completion of this event. Before starting the session, let me convey the rules and regulations. The presentation time is strictly limited to 10 minutes and we will be giving a warning bell at 8 minutes. And we can have a discussion of 5-minute duration. All of you, please be ready with your slides to present. Thank you all.
Madam, shall we have a photo with the the chief chair and all those present over here? I think all of you can just switch on your camera for a while, so that you can get familiarized with each other. Otherwise, nobody will be seeing anyone else. So all of you, please switch on your camera for a while. Yes, thank you, Dr. Niti. Yes, Miss Srijia, Furniture Madam, Sino Madam. Yeah, Manasa teacher. Yeah, everybody, please share in. Yeah, Akshaya, thank you. So we'll have okay, for a while we can have that. Everyone, please switch on your video for a while for taking a snap. Yes, Kavya, Hayana, Anusha, Shanjani, Kartikeyan, Kavya Pia. Yes, sir. Jaiprasad, sir, thank you. Okay, then, thank you. Welcome all. I think, Manasa madam, now what next?
Hello? Uh, Hello?
Yes, madam.
I think all of them are ready. So we can start the session now.
Okay. So it is handed over to chair.
Nidhi ma'am.
Dr. Nidhi.
Yeah.
Yes. Right, right.
Good morning, one and all. So today is the second day of the program. So first of all, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to be the chair of the session. So first of all, I would like to welcome. Let's start the session. So first contestant is CEN M019. So please share your slides and start the presentation.
Good morning, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Can you see my slide?
Yes.
Morning, all. I'm Neha from Government Polytechnic College, Shelakada. I'm to talk to you about my paper presentation. The topic is structural volume control using modified dumbbells. We know that the current trend in construction industry is
Sneha, your voice is breaking.
Hello?
Yes, when you started presenting, the voice was breaking.
Ma'am, is it okay now?
Yeah, it's fine. You carry on.
Ma'am, I can start from first slide or
Sure.
Sneha, your range is okay or there? Your sound is breaking. You try once again, otherwise you will be continuing with the next person, and you go to the location where you get sufficient range, and then you can, that may be better, I think.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, just once again you try, please.
Good morning, all. I'm Sneha from Government Polytechnic. I'm today to you the topic structural using liquid dumbbell. The current trend in industry taller and lighter structure. Also, controlling engineer developing from the concept in technology and applying to practical engineering structures. Structures are located in earthquake or reinforced subject vibration.
Your voice is still breaking, Sneha. So I think you better go to some other location where you get the range properly, and you can rejoin later. Maybe
Oh,
the chair can decide. I don't want to interrupt in between. Chair can decide what to do.
Yes, ma'am. I think it would be better she would try once again. Shall I call upon the next number?
okay, ma'am.
So is CENM020.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, Vidya. Can you start the presentation?
Okay, miss. Hello, ma'am. It's audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. A warm good morning to all. I'm very happy to be here discuss a few information regarding my topic, construction failure. Construction failure means failures occurring during the course of construction. This include not only partial or total collapse of a structure, but also excessive deformation, cracks, and misalignment. Failures can be classified in different types. Now, we are going to discuss this in details. The first one is structural failure. Structural failure is failure of structure, losing of structural integrity, and loss of load bearing capacity. The major reason for structural failures are bad design, faulty construction, foundation failure, extraordinary loads, poor communication, poor workmanship, compromise in professional ethic, lack of professional and site experience, poor training, and overloading the ground. The best example for structural failures are Nannakarmakuda failure and Palarivattam bridge. Next one is component failure. It means building component like roof, slab, beams are tends to fail depending on material, design, method of construction, environmental condition, and another reasons are using substandard materials, design error, faulty construction, and extraordinary loads. And next one is foundation failure. Foundation is the preliminary part of a structure. If the foundation fails, it makes many defects on the structure. Repair of defects in foundation are mostly difficult and very costly. So, it is important to understand the type of foundation failure to avoid them by taking necessary steps before construction starts. The reasons for foundation failures are soil type, poorly compacted fill material, erosion, poor construction, transpiration, and improper inspection. Leaning Tower of Pisa and Transcorner grain elevator are the best example for foundation failures. Next one is economic failure. Economic failure is a condition that results in economic loss and need to expand and planned move to keep a structure, component, or system in order. Economic depression, material unrest, financial estimate crashes, poorly workmanship are the main reasons for economic failure. And the last, we discussed the progressive failure. It means the preliminary structure element fails, the resulting in the failures of adjoining structural element, and it is also a slow of failure of structure. The reasons for progressive failure is miscommunication and improperly installed specific structural element, improperly addressed key connection, and improper inspection. Next, we discussed about failure experienced by different construction materials. The material is greatly influenced by the failures of structure. So, it is important to identify the capability of the material and materials, because the capacity of one material is different from another. Concrete, steel, bricks are the main construction materials. Concrete is most commonly used man-made material on earth, and it is important construction material. It is composed of cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate mixed with water with proper ratio. It is extensively used in construction buildings and bridges, roads, and dams. Portland cement is commonly used in construction. Cracking, creasing, blistering, delamination, efflorescence, scaling, and sparring are the main defects in concrete. And first defect is cracking. Improper cracking are formed in concrete due to many reasons. Cracks are very deep, it is unsafe for structure. Reasons for crackings are improper mix design, insufficient curing, and use of high slump concrete mix, contraction in joints. We can prevent it, use of low water cement ratio, minimize coarse aggregate in cement, and avoid uh, calcium chloride included admixtures, and load apply on concrete structure when the structure gaining maximum strength. And next is crazing. Crazing is also called pattern cracking or map cracking. It is closely spaced shallow crack in uneven manner. Rapid hardening of top surface, excessive water content, insufficient curing are the main reasons for crazing. We can prevent it through proper curing and provide protection for top surface of the concrete. And next is blistering. Blistering is the form of hollow bumps of different size on concrete surface due to expand under the finished concrete surface. The reasons are excessive vibration on concrete mix, entrapped air in the concrete, and improper finishing, excessive evaporation of water on the top surface of concrete. We can prevent it through use of good proportion in concrete mix and covering top surface of concrete, and use appropriate techniques for placing and finishing. And next is delamination. Delamination is similar to blistering. Top surface of the concrete gets separated from under layer of concrete. The reasons are hardening of top surface of concrete is before hardening of underlayer of concrete, and the water and air bleeding from underlayer concrete are stepped between the two surfaces. We can prevent it through use of proper finishing techniques and it to reduce air bleeding between two concrete layers. And next one is efflorescence. Efflorescence is the formation of salt on the concrete surface. It is mostly in the wall on the building. It is formed salt deposit on the generally in white color. The reasons are soluble salt in water are the main reason for efflorescence. We can prevent it. Use clean and pure water of concrete mix. Use chemically ineffective aggregates, and make sure that cement should not contain alkali more than 1% of its weight. And next one is scaling and spalling. In both the cases, concrete surfaces gets deteriorated, and flaking of concrete occurs. The reasons are penetration of water through the concrete surface, non-air entered in concrete mix, and inadequate curing, use of low strength. Preventive measures use well-designed concrete mix and adding air-enter admixtures, proper finishing and proper curing provide good slope to drain water coming on the surface. Next material is steel. Steel is an alloy of iron with typically a few percentage of carbon. To improve the strength, iron and steel are used widely in the construction of and other infrastructure and buildings. The main defect in steel structure is failure caused in welded area, buckling of web, crippling of the section, and support point at rotational resistance, column lack lateral support, brittle failure. The next material is brick. Brick is a hardened rectangular block of mud, clay, and highly durable construction material. Brick masonry built by placing bricks in mortar and systematic manner to construct solid mass that withstand exerted loads. These are the types of bricks: sun-dried bricks, burnt bricks, and the concrete and calcium silicate bricks. These are the main defects in brick masonry: improperly mixed mortar, bed joints are too thick, and bed joints that are filled improperly, efflorescent, shrinkage, fraud damage, and brick contain dirt, dust, and mold. So, in this seminar point out, entire structure faces various type of defects and failure. The main reason for all defects is low quality construction material and improper design. Therefore, it is important to understand the good material and acceptable construction material throughout the project and to gain a long lasting and strong structure. And also, all parties consult good designs and designers and engineers who design the structure and its supervision. We all consider or about things, we can minimize the building defects and the construction failure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Vidya. It was a very relevant topic, and the presentation was good, and your slides also was really good. Now, I would like to ask the co-chairs to ask some questions. Jisha ma'am and Sinu ma'am. Jisha ma'am. Sinu ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, I am audible. Vidya, good presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
My question is, can you suggest some remedies to control foundation failure?
We must take soil testing before the construction, so we can understand the soil type and we can avoid main settlement defects. Most commonly, foundation face settlement defects and drainage complaint. Erosion is the one defects faces due to improper drainage. So we take proper measures measures before construction. Good drainage and good soil testing. That's are the main.
Okay, thank you.
Vidya.
Thank you.
Jisha ma'am, do you have any questions?
Am I audible? Am I
Yes,
audible
ma'am.
now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Vidya, there was a network issue in my home. That was the problem. Then I just want to ask a question. You have shown some figure related to Pisa Tower. So then what was the reason for the failure of Pisa Tower? Then how the engineers solved that issue? Do you verify that? Do you have referred that Leaning Tower of Pisa? And do you know what is the reason for failure and how the engineers solved that issue? What are the method they have adopted to solve that issue?
Ma'am, Pisa Tower is constructed starting in 1978, and it is basically a bell tower. And after the completion of third floor, it will started to leaning. And because of this soil is clay type and the foundation is very only 3 meter in deep, so the soil cannot bear the height of the tower and the load of that tower, so it will started to leaning. The government all are very shocked, and they decided to stop their construction work and for the settlement. After 100 years they do not work in that tower, but it will always leaning, so they will decided to stop that work in this type. Yes, ma'am.
Then how they solved that years
I don't know, ma'am.
to control the lean? It's okay, it's okay. And any methods are available to monitor the health of a structure. Then how can we evaluate the building structures, the condition, the health condition of structures? How can we evaluate?
We take proper periodical
Any methods
measures.
are available.
Sorry, ma'am, I don't get it.
Okay, any methods are available to monitor the health of the structures.
We make
Go ahead,
periodical.
you can.
Hello. We take periodical.
Go ahead.
We take periodical measurements, and we make a periodical checking. Every foundation and drainage and electrical, every checking So we can understand the failure and we can understand the damage. So we can take preventing measures to gain the structure safe.
Okay, any crack repairing materials are commercially available? Do we have any crack repairing materials, commercially available crack repairing materials?
Yes, ma'am, it's available, but I don't know the name.
It's okay, it's okay. Thank you, Vidya. Niti, Dr. Niti, my session is over.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. So, Vidya, I would like to ask one question. So, you are very familiar with the Palarivattam bridge failure, right?
Yes.
So, what was the principal reason for the failure of that bridge? Can you comment on that?
Principle, I don't know, but the main failure, I think it is an improper design, because our metroman says that its design is very bad, and the columns and beams are in improper way they designed. So, and improper materials are they used. So that are the main reasons for that failures, but I don't know the principle.
Okay, no problem. So, one more thing, like if an existing structure, how will you evaluate the strength of an existing structure? Have you got any idea? Suppose an historical building such as Taj Mahal, how will you evaluate the present condition of that building?
Mm, I don't know, man, properly.
Okay, Vidya, no problem. It was a good presentation. So, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, I shall now call upon the next number 20, it is 21.
Hello, miss.
Yes,
Am I audible?
yes, you are audible.
Is my presentation is visible?
Yes, Neha.
Good morning, all. My name is Neha Hari. I'm a civil engineering student of Government Polytechnic College, Chelakara. Over the past year, the construction of infrastructure has been increased tremendously, which results in the degradation of environment. The biggest contributor of greenhouse gas emission is the building. A green building design provides solution to all these problems. In a world exhausting our natural resources, green building or sustainable building has become popular in an attempt to save our planet from despair. So, today I am going to give a technical presentation on green building. Many of you know about green building. What is a green building? Actually, green buildings or homes are more energy efficient and they produce less waste. We are more concerned about energy nowadays. There are some authorities in the world which are responsible for certifying green buildings. Lead India, Teri Griha, IGBC green buildings are some of the authorities in India. The objective of green building rating system is to evaluate the performance of green buildings. By green buildings, we can reduce waste, water waste, we can reduce carbon, and can have low greenhouse gas emission and can have highest uh, occupant satisfaction. How you will achieve all this? Green building technologies can really help in achieving these objectives in an efficient manner. First one is net zero concept. Net zero or zero energy buildings are capable of producing their own power through the use of renewable energy resources. Such such building structures consume zero net energy and do not produce any carbon emission as it largely relies on renewable energy supplies. We know that about half of the building energy is used for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. So, the second one is proper placing of heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system. For example, a centrally placed HVAC system is one of the most convenient way to cool the entire house. It helped to reduce the electricity consumption of the buildings. Third one is cool roofs. It reflects the heat and sunlight away. It helps to keep the building at standard room temperature. It make use of special type of tiles and reflective paints. Fourth one is green insulation. Green insulation help us to eliminate the need of high-end finishes which are made up of non-renewable energy resources. Fifth one is the use of solar power, and it is one of the most common sustainable green building technologies used today. It is used in two ways in green construction: active solar power and passive solar power. Active solar power is the use of functional solar system that absorbs sun's radiation for heating and electricity provision. In passive solar system, it uses the sun's radiation to warm up the homes through the strategic placement of windows and the use of heat absorbing surfaces. Use of smart appliances is the sixth one. It helps us to create a zero energy home. Conservation of water is one of the main principles of green building. It can be done by using alternative sources of water to meet the water demands. All the water fixtures like taps, toilets, urinals, etc. should be water efficient. Rainwater harvesting is one of the best examples for conserving water. The use of low emitting materials helps to improve human health and it protects all over the uh, all over the environment. And finally, the thermal and acoustic insulation. Materials are efficient. Materials are the important component of building. So we here in green buildings, we use eco-friendly construction material. Bamboo is very sustainable since it grows quickly. It has higher compressive strength than wood, brick or concrete and a tensile strength that rivals steel. Next one is sheep's wool. Its insulating features make sheep's wool an energy efficient insulation in walls, ceilings and attics. Third one is straw bale, which have a fantastic insulating properties. It contributes to cooler temperature during summer and warmer temperature during winter. Next one is recycled wood. It have much less environmental impact than harvesting a new timber, and it can be used in the construction of home and to make unique floors or exposed beams with an antique look. Fifth one is rigid form. It is made up of kelp, hemp, and bamboo. It offers protection against mold and pests, as well as sound insulation and heat resistance. It also used as an insulation material. Sixth one is green concrete. It is made up of recycled materials and waste materials, which such as mining waste, glass waste, sawdust, and burnt clay, etc. There are no harmful emissions released while using green concrete, and they reduce the emission of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Next one is bagasse, which is the byproduct of sugarcane. It is used as a fuel for producing energy, heat, and electricity. It is used for building furniture and wall partitions because it is a good alternative to plywood. The next one is Reither's cash. It is mixed with concrete to increase the workability of concrete. It shows a better bond strength when compared to Portland cement. TMT bars have high strength, corrosion resistant, and earthquake resistant. So it also can be used as a building material. Disposal of plastic is one of the greatest challenges that we face today. So plastic can be used as a building material. These plastics mixed with concrete and made into the shape of brick. These bricks are lighter than traditional bricks. AAC blocks are also called autoclaved aerated concrete blocks, which are made up of industrial waste. They are energy efficient, resistant to earthquake, and have a longer life. And finally, the fly ash bricks, which are also made up of waste product that do not produce any harmful emission to the environment. Since they are lightweight, they reduce the dead load on the buildings. Green building benefits to the environment in many ways. They help to reduce carbon, water, energy, and waste. They contribute to keep the environment clean. They conserve and restore our natural resources. Saving the environment actually saves your money. It reduces operating costs and it enhances the occupant efficiency. Having a good indoor environment protects occupant health and enhance their quality of life. Green buildings conserve water. and ensure that today and future generation enjoy a reliable supply of clean water. Green building have some disadvantages too. The initial cost can be more expensive and they are more complex, so it takes a lot of time to construct. As we know that we use eco-friendly construction materials to construct a green building. These building materials are not readily available as traditional building materials. Going green is a practical idea that can be implemented in many places and countries due to its benefits. But we cannot rely on it mainly as a basic solution to the housing problem in many places due to its disadvantages. So we can conclude that green buildings are more environmental friendly as they help in resource conservation. The initial cost may be higher, but they prove to be economical in long run. These are the buildings that ensure that waste is minimized at every stage during the construction and operation. In today's era, green buildings are essential as the environmental balance is very important for the survival and further development of human being. So green buildings are the way to a sustainable future. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sneha. It was a really good presentation. And, Jisha ma'am, do you have any questions?
Yes, ma'am. Sneha, the slides were very good, and your presentation was also very good.
Thank you,
Then,
ma'am.
do you know about carbon footprint? Have you heard about carbon footprint?
Uh, yes, Miss. I have heard about
Can you explain?
I have heard about carbon footprint, but I'm not but I don't exactly not about it. Uh, Carbon.
That is the same related to green building and sustainability. So,
I
okay,
think
go proceed.
okay. I think green buildings help to reduce the carbon footprint that so some building materials and vehicles in some oxidation or also some oxidations release carbon to the atmosphere. So I think so, Miss. These carbon emission
It's okay.
carbon emission can be controlled by using green building materials.
Then, who is issuing this green building certificates in India?
Lead India, Terry Griha, IGBC Green Buildings.
Okay, these are all lead Griha and these are rating systems. Then, who is issuing the certificate, green building certificates?
I don't know, Miss.
It's okay. Then, as an individual, in your home, how are you disposing the plastic waste to protect our environment?
Um, Actually, now the shops are not giving plastic bags, Miss. We use recycled bags, and we use paper bags.
Anyway, we'll be getting the.
Hello.
Okay, when we shop from supermarkets or shops, we'll be getting all the materials in plastic covers, means plastic packets.
We
So, how do you dispose that plastic waste at home?
uh, we we bring a cover while I'm going to supermarket, so we can avoid buying a cover from there.
Okay, Sneha. Then, what is different lead rating systems? Where we have different lead rating systems, we'll be getting different certificates for different types of green buildings. So, what are the different lead rating systems?
Terry Griha, Lead India. I think so, Miss.
Have you heard about the gold rate, gold, silver, etc.? That
Yes, but I'm not aware about that.
It's okay, Sneha. My session is over. CENM ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Good presentation, Sneha.
Thank you, ma'am.
My question is about the durability of straw bales.
Durability of.
Can you tell me its durability?
Sorry, ma'am. I don't know about it.
What about its strength?
I think its strength is. It is. I don't know, ma'am.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you, miss.
Okay, Sneha. So, yeah, you were mentioning about the bamboo. So, can you comment about the strength of the bamboo reinforced building or something about bamboo?
Bamboo. I think, miss. Bamboo has high strength for structures. It have higher compressive strength. So, and it can be used for structures and
Is the compressive strength more or tensile strength more for bamboo?
both.
Okay.
It can used instead of steel.
Yeah. So usually steel is used for improving which strength? Is it the compressive or the tensile?
Tensile strength.
Yes. So
Bamboo has tensile strength.
yeah, exactly. Now, can you name any buildings in Kerala which are like good rating in LEED system?
I think in Kochi there is a. I don't. There is a building in Kochi.
Okay.
Geojit BNP Paribas Green Building Corporate Office. I think so.
Okay, Sneha. It was a really good presentation. Okay.
Thank you,
Thank
Miss.
you. So next number is number 22.
Ma'am, is it audible?
Yes.
Can you see my slide?
Yes, Manjima. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Manjima MK, student of Government Polytechnic College, Chelakara. Today, I am going to present about water treatment using Moringa oleifera. We all know water is a driving force of all nature. Water from all sources must have some form of purification before human being consumption. Water treatment using Moringa oleifera is a method of water purification by using Moringa oleifera seed as a coagulant. Moringa seed contain a natural coagulant molecule such as proteins. These proteins was responsible for killing bacteria and it showed good flocculation property. The Moringa oleifera was able to significantly improve the clarification of highly turbid water, showing high reduction in its turbidity. It is a simple and cost-effective method of water purification which remove huge amount of impurities without changing the pH of water. To overcome the problems of chemical coagulants, it is necessary to increase the use of natural coagulant. The Moringa oleifera. Moringa oleifera is one of the most beneficial plant, belongs to Moringaceae family. It is a drought-resistant and fast-growing tree. It is a medicinal plant which have rich in nutritional composition. The seed has a microbial mechanism to kill bacteria. The seeds are brown in color and its kernels are white. The remaining after oil extraction, the seeds act as a coagulant. The first step of this water treatment is preparation of Moringa oleifera seed powder. For this, good quality Moringa seeds are collected, then seeds are allowed to completely dry. Then dehusk the seeds by removing the peels and wings of them. After that, it can be grinded into fine powder by using domestic blender. Then sieve the ground powder. This is the figure showing dry seeds, dehusked seeds, and the make fine powder. Next is active agent. The Moringa seed contain an active agent. This active agent present in the seed is act as a coagulant. These agents are proteins called cationic polyelectrolyte. It attaches to the soluble particles to form flocks. Then the extraction of active agents. After the oil extraction, the residue seed powder is mixed with a small amount of water and the solution is stirred and filtrated. The salt water is more efficient for solvent of active agent. It increases the coagulating capacity. The coagulating protein is more soluble in water with a high concentration of ions. It reduced chemical oxygen demand in the treated water. This is the figure showing the preparation of seed extract. First, we collect the dry seeds and remove the peels of them. Then make to fine seed powder. Then the active agents can be extracted from the seeds. Lastly, it mixed with the water to form Moringa oleifera seed suspension. Let's see how does coagulant works. The seed suspension contains significant quantities of low water soluble proteins. These which carry a positive charge. It dissolved in turbid water. These water-soluble proteins which bind with negatively charged particles along the formation of flocks. Thus, their mass increases and sedimentation takes place. The next is storage of extract. When the duration of storage increases, it will decrease the treatment efficiency. So we can't store the crude extract above 24 hours. Otherwise, there will be occur microbial degradation in the protein. The highest removal efficiency was performed by solution, but it is stored maximum 1 day. The next is water purification steps. Coagulation, flocculation, sedimentation, and filtration are the main steps included in this water treatment. This is the figure showing the different stages of water purification. First step of cleaning process is coagulation. If the Moringa oleifera seed coagulant added to the raw water, it acts as a magnet. They cause particles in the water to stick together. These groups of particles are called flocks. The second one is flocculation. It involves a slow and gentle stirring of treated water in a flocculation chamber for about 30 minutes. From this, colloids comes out from suspension in the form of flocks. The flocks contain many contaminants. The next is sedimentation. The process of sedimentation removes the most of coagulated and flocculated particles. By simply adding and mixing these coagulants in the water, letting the waste particles settle at the bottom of sedimentation tank. It removes 90% of suspended matter. Next is filtration. The filtration process seeks to remove the remaining suspended solids and bacteria. Mainly, there are 3 types of filtration. Filtration with a roughing filter, filtration test with a rapid sand filter, double filtration. The roughing filters can also reduce the number of pathogens in water, as well as it also reduce the amount of heavy metals. There are 3 compartments filled with a coarse, medium, and a fine filter matter. It's a filtration rate between 0.3 to 1.0 meter per hour. Next is rapid sand filter. The rapid sand filters provide a rapid and efficient removal of relatively large particles. Water passed through several layers of granular bed. The purpose of this is to remove any particulate matter left over after flocculation and settling. The double filtration is an efficient and effective filtration. The method of treated water, it remove heavy metals. The double filtration purify almost completely the water. After all these purification steps, we can check the turbidity. The turbidity of water is determined by nephelometric method using turbidity meter. The turbidity level of water samples can be measured before and after treatment day. This is the table showing turbidity dosage of Moringa oleifera. The dosage rate of Moringa oleifera seeds depend upon the types of water turbidity. If there is low turbidity, when NTU measurement less than 50, the Moringa seed dosage will be 1 seed per 4 liter. If there is medium turbidity NTU unit between 50 to 150, the dosage rate will be 1 seed per 2 liter. If the water has high turbidity unit between 150 to 250, 1 seed can be used for 1 liter. When the water has extreme turbidity and NTU measure greater than 250, the dosage rate can be used as 2 seeds per 1 liter. The advantages of Moringa oleifera are it is natural and non-toxic method of water purification. It is cheap and easy method. The efficiency is pH value of water is not changed. It does not alter the taste of water unless a very high dosage is added. It also precipitates low volume of sludge. It is biodegradable. However, they have some disadvantages also. The treated water produces odor after 2 days, so it cannot be stored a long period. The bacterial removal efficiency is not complete, so there is a chance for secondary increase of bacteria. The sedimentation time is relatively long when compared to chemical coagulant. Coagulant is not available in the pure form. It should be prepared fresh at each time of water treatment. Let me conclude that this water treatment is a most effective and most practical method. This method is consumer friendly and eco-friendly, which avoid environmental pollution. Moringa seeds show higher efficiency, present a viable alternative to chemical coagulants. These are the references I helped for this presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Manjima. It is a very relevant topic. Now, I would like to ask Jisha ma'am for any questions.
Okay, Manjima, it was a really interesting topic, the use of Moringa, which is commonly available in Kerala. We have a special usage for that also in the case of water treatment. It was really informative. Then I have some doubts regarding your presentation. Then shall we mix this Moringa seed powder daily in the treatment plants, or can we shall we mix it daily, or and shall we have to remove the sludge also daily? What is that process?
Actually the
Or if we add it once in a day, once in a week,
in a one time water treatment, the seed should be prepared freshly and it will be added.
so if we add once in a week, it will be can be used for the whole week, or shall we have to prepare it daily? That's my question.
Yes, miss. This seed will treat 3 times. After that, it cannot. After that, please change the seed powder. It cannot be lost
Okay,
and lost.
if I add if I add this seed powder on Monday, then shall I change this? Shall I remove this sludge on Monday? Then shall I apply again the seed powder on Tuesday? That's my question. We have to change it daily. We have to apply the seed powder daily into the treatment plant.
Yes, miss. One also this one time we should use this seed powder daily. It have been removed. It should be prepared fresh in each.
Then can we use the combination of some coagulants Okay, we are using other coagulants also. So can we use the combinations of other coagulants also? With Moringa, can we use another coagulant also? Will it be effective?
Uh,
Can we
uh,
use some another chemical also with combination of Moringa?
the moringa and aluminum sulfate is together mixed and can be also used in this treatment process. It should give a good result also.
Aluminum sulfate.
Aluminum sulfate is a chemical
Okay, okay.
coagulant. It will it will good, it
Okay,
will
what is the common coagulant that we use in water treatment plants?
it is alum. Alum is the main
What is the
coagulant.
common coagulant that we use?
Yes, miss, the alum is the
Okay, okay. Then in slide number 13, you have,
yes,
okay, Manchima. Then in slide number 13, you have shown that the amount of seed required, one seed, two seed, three seed, etc. But in my opinion, the size of the seed will be different. So shall we mention it as one seed, two seed, or the weight of the seed powder?
the
What will be better if you represent?
the vector is the it can be used many seeds. It is vector for it is a the one seed is a limited quantity of the seeds. Should also treat the water. It also remove the turbidity. One seed
The size of the seed will be different, right? For different type of moringas, the size of the seed will be different. But in my opinion, representing it as one seed, two seed, it will be better if you represent it like 1 gram of seed powder or 2 gram of seed powder. It will be better, I think. So you refer more on that. What is the amount of the seed? It is seed or seed powder, the weight of the seed powder. Then shall we collect this? If there is any particular month to collect this moringa seeds?
No,
If
it
any
is
specific months, moringa will be available in some of the months.
it is available in all seasons. So it can be available in all seasons.
Then I have heard that in Karkataka it will be poisonous. That's why I'm asking. In Karkataka, moringa leaves and moringa stem also will be very poisonous. So it is not advisable to eat moringa seeds and moringa curry leaves or moringa stem or drumsticks in the Karkataka month. That's why I am asking if there is any particular month to collect this moringa seeds.
in the summer season, we will collect the seeds and dried, and it will be stored for many months in rainy seasons.
Okay, Manchima. Okay. Then can you differentiate the difference between the coagulation and flocculation? I was not clear about coagulation and flocculation process. Then can you differentiate that? What is coagulation and what is flocculation?
Coagulation in the coagulation, the moringa seed coagulant is added. Then it attract the dirty particles in the water. The moringa seed coagulant has a positive charge, and it will combine with the negative charge particles contained in the water. Then that is the process of coagulation. In the flocculation, it will form together, and it after about 30 minutes it will be form a very large particles, and it has a tendency to fall down in the sedimentation.
Okay, Manchima. Will the moringa seeds, is it effective to kill the E. coli bacteria also? Or it is clearing the turbidity only, or it is effective to kill the bacteria also, E. coli bacteria?
It really remove 99.99% of E. coli bacteria also. It not sure that it will remove E. coli bacteria 100%. For that treatment, many other methods are used. I not surely about it. One method is I referred in a I referred in an article. It is sand filter filters and method. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Aware that.
Okay, Manjima. It's okay. Okay, thank you, Manjima. My session is over. I'm handing over to Sino ma'am. Sino ma'am.
Okay. Manjima, good and informative presentation. And because moringa is available in almost all the houses. And my doubt is that why it is used as in powdered form.
In the powdered form, we use in the powder contain an active agent. In the powdered, the seed contain an protein, active agent protein. In the powdered form, when it will make powder, it will be easily to extract the active agents from the seeds. Also, the full seeds can used, but more effective is powdered form.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Jishamis and Sinomis. So, Manjima, I would like to ask one question. Can you suggest any other natural coagulants?
Yes, it also used the water lamp. I not sorry about maybe water lemon seeds and bean seeds are also used coagulant. Because I don't know about water treatment, the our efficiency in water treatment. These.
Okay, Manjima, it was a really good session and you could answer the questions also very well. Wish you all the best. So next, I would like to call upon
Niti ma'am,
yes.
can I interrupt? Niti ma'am, next we can call number 28 instead of 23.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I was about to say that.
Okay, and one more thing, the discussion. I think the discussion sessions are is getting lengthy.
Okay.
So it is. It will be good if we can conclude in 5 minutes.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you.
So Akshaya, please.
Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Respected teachers and all my dear friends, a warm morning to all. First of all, I would like to thank GPC Chalakara for giving me an opportunity to take part in national level online technical paper presentation. I am Akshaya from GPC Palakkad and I look forward to talk to you about design of zero energy building and its energy management. I hope by the end of this presentation, you may be able to get familiar with the importance of zero energy building. Have you ever heard about zero energy building? A zero energy building or net zero energy building may be a general term applied to a building's use with zero net energy consumption and zero carbon emission annually. Simply, we can say that in this type of building, energy generated will be equal to energy used. Here, you can see the image of a house which completely belongs to the principle of zero energy building. It is an ideal case and they generate all the power they want. Moving to the features of the house, you can see that it had been used a lot of renewable energy sources where renewable energy is the energy which is generated from natural resources such as sun, wind, rain, tide and so on. By utilizing these sources, we can generate energy which can be used for cooking, heating, generating electricity, etc. This increases energy security and reduces dependence on important fuels while reducing or eliminating greenhouse gas emission associated with energy use. The most important thing that you should be kept in mind while designing a zero energy building is that It should be able to use as much as sun's energy possible throughout the year. And in this case, you can see that all the windows and doors of the house are designed as energy efficient. The roof of the house is provided with a wind turbine and solar electric power. Locally available stones are used, and the house goes with grey water recovery, which is the water used in sink, showers, washing machines are collected and used for toilet flushing and landscape irrigation. A heat recovery ventilation system is also provided, and thus the geothermal heat pumps use stable ground temperature for home heating and cooling. Now, let us move to the methodology of zero energy building. First, you have to study the weather and solar radiation data. Then, calculate the house heating and cooling loads. Describe the passive strategies used in the house or building. Keep in touch with the demand of active energy. Model the lighting and energy storage system, thus the zero energy building. If you look at this picture, it clearly shows that 40% of the world's energy is consumed by buildings and 21% of greenhouse gas emissions comes from the building. And thus, here comes the reason why we have to work forward for zero energy building. Through intelligent building automation, 40% of energy saving can be realized. This zero energy building will help us to overcome energy crisis, reduces energy consumption, reduces greenhouse gases and global warming, protect our environment for future generation, and also reduces dependence on fossil fuels. The concept of zero energy building will be incomplete without mentioning an example. So, shall we go through a case study? Here, you can see the image of Indira Paryavan Bhavan, which is the India's first zero energy building. This project of Ministry of Environment and Forest for construction of a new office building at New Delhi, and its design concept was to make the net zero energy building. The plot area of the building is 9,565 meters square with 35-meter height and maximum ground coverage of 30% with built-up area of 31,400 meters square. This project was started in 2012 and was over by 2013. More than 50% of the area outside the building is sourced with plantation and grassing. Circulation roads and pathways sourced with grass cover blocks to enable groundwater recharge. Coming to the design strategy, we can classify it into three categories: passive design strategy, active design strategy, and renewable energy system. Let's check out what they are. Orientation, daylighting, landscaping and horticulture, ventilation, building envelope and fenestration, materials and construction techniques, all this comes under passive design category. It is a design that takes advantage of the climate to maintain a comfortable temperature range in the home. Here, the inner courtyard serves as a natural light well. The daylight is covered more than 75% of the building floor space. Since the dependence on artificial source of lighting has been reduced to minimum. Central courtyard has an air movement as natural ventilation happens due to stack effect. Windows add to cross ventilation. Autoclave-oriented concrete blocks are used for walls with fly ash cement mortar. For floor finishing, local stones are used. Light shelves are made for diffused sunlight. Bamboo, jute, composite door frames used as natural resources, which is replenished faster than regular timber trees. Here you can see the image of fly ash and the central courtyard, which creates cross ventilation within the Indira Paryavan Bhavan. These are some of the features of passive design strategy. And the next one is active design strategy. Lighting design and optimized HVAC system are the ones which comes under active design strategy. The interior and exterior lighting system was designed by providing energy efficient lights. The chilled beam system technology was used to reduce energy consumption up to 50% as compared to the conventional system. 160 ton of refrigerator of air conditioning lots of the building is met through by chilled beam system. This is the image of chilled. This is the image of chilled beam system which I had installed in Indira Paryavan Bhavan. This is the image of final design of north-south facing blocks with central open space courtyard, and it is the diagram which shows the energy efficient that makes the Indira Paryavan Bhavan zero discharge building. And the final one is renewable energy system. The building integrated photovoltaic power plants has been installed to meet the reduced energy demand of the building with a clean and green renewable energy system. Rooftop of solar photovoltaic power plant of capacity 930 kilowatt has been kept on total area of 6,000 meters square with solar panel area of 4,650 meters square. This solar power plant is generating 14.3 lakhs units of electricity annually. This is the image of photovoltaic power plant installed in Indira Paryavan Bhavan. Sunlight and wind are also sources of renewable energy. Thus, we had discussed about the design strategy of Indira Paryavan Bhavan. Now, let us see some of the zero energy buildings in India. Malankara Tea Plantation Kottayam, Kalpana Housing Araveli, Human Scams Araveli, Indian Greenhouse Center Hyderabad, Sankari Omeka Bhopal, Avasra Academy Lavela are some of the examples of zero energy buildings in India. From all these, we can point out the advantages of a zero energy building. It increases comfort due to the more uniform interior temperature, isolates the building owners from future energy prices, reduces total net monthly cost of living and requirements of energy. Due to improved energy efficiency, it reduces the total cost of ownership. Besides of these advantages, there also exist some limitations for zero energy building. Actually, these are present limitations and it can be replaced in future. They are the initial cost can be higher, about 30% more than the normal building cost. The solar energy capture using the house envelope only works in locations that are unobstructed from sun. There lacks skilled or experienced designers to build zero energy building. Without an optimized thermal envelope, the imported energy, heating and cooling energy and resources usage is higher than needed. Thus, we have discussed about the concept of zero energy building, its relevance, and had also gone through a case study. From all these, we can conclude that the goal of a new building and property design is to use resources additionally exponential and cut back a building's negative impact on the setting. With the advancement in renewable technology, net zero energy buildings are the future. Many governments have framed zero energy building laws. Few governments are also providing subsidies to individuals and organizations for creating zero energy building. The goal of a zero energy building would not be fulfilled till the time all the people don't understand their responsibility and contribute towards reducing energy consumption. For this paper, I had referred and I had gone through all these journals and videos. It is considered and said to be that zero energy buildings will be ready by 2030. And zero energy buildings are the future. Thus, the future is you. Thank you. Thank you all for your attention.
Okay, Akshaya, it was really informative presentation.
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
shall now call upon Jisha ma'am to ask some questions.
Okay, Akshaya, it was a nice presentation on zero energy buildings. Then, in your opinion, what are the alternative solutions instead of air conditioners to achieve a zero energy concept for the buildings? In your opinion, what can we do to achieve that aim? Instead of air conditioners, what can we use? What are the different alternative methods?
I don't have much information about that, but in my opinion, I think that it's suitable to provide more doors and more windows for good air circulation.
Then how can we control the heat also, the temperature also inside and outside of the rooms? If
By
you're providing
providing
the most
energy
doors and
efficient,
windows.
we can provide energy efficient doors and windows. They will help us to reduce the temperature and also help us to save the energy. If there is, if the room is with a cold condition, the energy saving doors and energy efficient doors and windows help us to store hot condition, whereas in the case of extreme hot condition, this energy is energy efficient doors and windows helps to get the room a little bit colder.
Then you have mentioned about Malangara tea plantation Kottayam. Then what are the materials that they have used in constructing that tea plantation, Malangara tea plantation, and how they achieved that energy building concept?
Ma'am, I'm not very much sure about the answer. Sorry, ma'am.
It's okay. It's okay. Sino, ma'am.
Okay. Good presentation, Akshaya.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can you give an example where solar energy is used for all its power in Kerala?
I had searched about it, but I don't know what it exactly is. I had only gotten information about Kottayam Malangara tea plantation. So I don't know where had been it used.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Akshaya, have you been to any of these buildings?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, have you seen any of these
No,
energy,
ma'am.
zero energy buildings? Okay, can you comment upon Auroville?
I don't get you, ma'am.
Auroville?
No, ma'am. I had only gone through Indra Parivan Bhavan.
Okay, then could you explain about that?
I had discussed it in throughout the section.
Yeah, but can you just brief it?
Indra Parivan Bhavan is the first zero energy building in India.
Okay.
It was project of ministry to build a zero energy building in India, and it took about 1 year for them to construct that building. They used most of the renewable energy sources, and it was a good project, and it is still a living example for zero energy building in India.
Okay, have you got any idea which using which material Auroville is constructed?
No, ma'am.
Okay, it's okay, no problem. So I shall call upon the next number. It is 23, right? Manasa ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
26, right? 26. 23
So what
will be
about
there in the
20?
next session. 23 will
So,
be there in the next session instead of 28.
so what about 24?
24, that is not there. 24 is not there. We have 26 next.
Okay, okay.
Okay, 26, please.
Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, you are audible. Your presentation is also seen. You can start the presentation.
Good morning to all. I am Ashik Santosh from Government Polytechnic College, Chelakara. I am here today to talk about you about diaphragm wall. So these are the contents I am here to explain about diaphragm wall. Introduction to diaphragm wall, application of diaphragm wall and uses, equipment used for diaphragm wall, and majorly construction procedure of diaphragm wall, and advantages of disadvantages of diaphragm wall. Now, firstly, introduction. First of all, diaphragm wall. Some of you may know what is diaphragm wall. Some of you may don't know what is diaphragm wall. Majorly, first thing we hear about the diaphragm wall. The first thing we know, that's a wall. That's a type of wall. It's a wall. It's a RCC, cement concrete wall. And here's the definition. Diaphragm wall is an underground wall construct from the ground level to support excavation sites from lateral earth pressure and water pressure to provide water tightness to underground structures. And concrete diaphragm walls slurry technique was first introduced in Milan, Italy by the company of ICOs after the end of World War II. In 1980, Boston was one of the first projects in the USA to use a modern form of technology to construct the surrounded foundation of the World Trade Center in New York City. There are three types of diaphragm wall. First of all, anchor diaphragm wall, cantilever diaphragm wall, and strutter diaphragm wall. As you can see the figure here, the first picture is represented as the anchor diaphragm wall. The second one is cantilever diaphragm wall. Third one is strutter diaphragm wall. And next one is application of diaphragm wall. Diaphragm wall is a retaining wall. Diaphragm wall as a cutoff provision to support deep excavation as a separating structure between major underground facilities as sheet piles in hydraulic structure. The diaphragm wall thickness varies between 0.6 to 1.5 meter. The panel varies from 2.5 to about 6.5 meter or even more. And uses of diaphragm wall. It is used as a below grade parking or deep basements and cut and cover submit tunnels, highway as cut and cover tunnel walls and for underpasses. It is used as a shaft for deep sewers and dam appearances, and it is also to prevent against the landslides. It is also constructed as against the landslides. And next slide. The selection of diaphragm wall. I already told you there are three types of diaphragm wall. Each diaphragm wall varies in different places according to the site condition and the geological features and the depth of overburden features and availability of construction material. That's a major thing. We are using heavy equipment, so and materials are being entered to the place that we are constructing this procedure. And the third one is techno-economic consideration. And the next thing, equipment. Diaphragm wall panel can be excavated using several types of equipment, including hydromill trench cutter, hydraulic grab, and reverse mud circulation rig. First of all, hydraulic trench cutter. These are the most powerful machine capable of excavating into a hard rock, but require large bentonite plant and large crane to hold the cutter. Steering mechanism are built into the grab body to provide a high degree verticality control. Second one is hydraulic grab. This type of grab has a hydraulically operated closing jaws and so able to exert considerable closing force to excavate stiff clay, weak rock material, and sand. The grab bodies can also include steering mechanism. And the third one is reverse mud circulation rig. It is containing with the two equipments like bentonite mixer and bentonite mixing plant also includes this equipment. There are several more equipments will be included in the reversed mud circulation rig, and this equipment will be explained in the upcoming slide. So I'm moving to the next slide. Construction procedure, the major construction procedure. There are 4 steps in the construction procedure. First of all, construction of the guiding wall. Second, excavation from the diaphragm wall foundation. Third, support the trench using bentonite slurry, installation of top end cages. And fourth one is concreting. As you can see, figure here is left side. The first one, also second, 3, note 4, all will be noted as the points above here, around here. And the first one, guide wall construction. A shallow wall is constructed first along to the alignment of the proposed wall. A guide wall series is located the excavation equipment with an acceptable tolerance before the retaining wall construction commences. The guide wall is a 2 parallel concrete beams constructed along the side of the wall as a guide to the clamshell, which is used for the excavation of diaphragm wall trenches. And the guide wall made up of RCC and typically 1 to 1.5 mm deep are constructed to the type verticality tolerance. And next part, the trenching procedure. First of all, trenching excavation. Excavation of diaphragm wall is carried out in panels. The typically panel is excavated in 3 bites, left bite and right bite, and lastly the removal of dumpling bite. I repeat, the typical panel is excavated in 3 bites, left bite, right bite, and lastly removal of the dumpling bite. By depending upon the grab that we used to. Majorly a grab, the width is 2 to 2.8 width typically. And excavation. At the same time, the soil is removed from the panel. The sides inside the trench cut can collapse easily. Bentonite mud is pumped into the excavation to support the surrounding soils, preventing collapse into the excavated trench. And excavation continue until the bite reaches the designed depth. Bentonite mud or operator circumstances polymer is based is an on-site plant allowed to hydrate to gain full welding properties. As you can see the figure here, this is the main equipment facility that is notated as 7 to 10 is the bentonite plant, and you can see the 9 is the noted as the bentonite silo that we have added the bentonite, and it is mixed using a centrifugal pump in the tank called 10 as noted as 10 water. Water is into the tank, that's 8-1 is the bentonite mixer. They will be mixed in the bentonite clay and water and is pumped into the slurry tank. And the bentonite we are using, I already told you, is using for preventing collapse. It's a major important thing that we are using. It's used to majorly preventing collapse. And also and is used for the temporary excavation support. Typically, bentonite powder is a bulk or bag form is added to the water and rapidly mixed into the colloidal mixture to produce the desired concentration of bentonite mud. The mud usually pumped to a storage tank. And it's hydrated up to 12 hours. Bentonite particles swells and absorb the water before it is used to support the excavation. When required, the hydrated mud or the recycled mud or a mixture of two is pumped to the excavation trench to replace the excavated soil, maintaining a constant head of the mud above the providing groundwater levels. Excavation of the panel continues, generally completing the left bit and right bit, and before remaining the center bit, then the central bit is excavated down to the required panel toe level. And for the placement of reinforcement and concrete. First of all, then we want to fix the stop ends. As you can see, the first figure or the second figure, there's a red color steel frame that is called the stop ends, and it is made up on steel or precast for very stop ends are placed at the edge of the excavated panel. Stop ends to be found at the proper position, keeping it truly vertically, and reinforcing. A prefabricating reinforced cage is being lowered into the excavation between the stop ends. Ground angles, blackouts for the floor slab connection or other prevention can be formed in the reinforcement cage. Concrete is powered into the excavation using a trimming method. I want to say trimming method is used to pour the concrete into the excavation. And this is achieved by using a hopper and a steel tube is patterned to be a base of the excavation, typically two hopper and are used to for 6 mm wide panel. As you can see the third figure, there is a yellow color, and under the section there is a pipe is going through the panel, and there is a small typical pipe. And the hoppers and tube can be changed with the concrete. Then the tube distributes the bottom of the excavation, so the concrete flows out, displacing the lighter bentonite mud upwards, and the bentonite pump is back to the recycling plant and is deflated. As the concrete level rises in the panel, the trim event is line shortened to ensure that the fresh concrete are always close to the concrete ring. The bentonite interfaces. When the concrete rises in the required level, the trim pipe also removal and the concrete allowed to set. The first panel constructed in the removal is called the first panel constructed in the runoff wall is called first panel. During the concrete in the excavation crab and the base grade move to another location, and the safe distance from the concreted panel, and excavation recommences as the primary panel. The next excavated panel is completed and concentrated concreted in the same procedure. Subsequently, panel adjacent to completed panel are called secondary. All running panels are behind this. The final panel concreted in the runoff wall is called closing panel, as the panel closes up to the length of the wall, and removal of the stop ends. After the initial setting of the concrete and stop end pipe shall be removed up to not later than 45 minutes from the time of the placing of concrete. And construction, these are the process that we are explained here. First of all, we dig a guide wall, and second we are using hydromill trench cutter, the left bit, right pin and center bit cutter, and used bentonite mud is added, and also clear the section, and we used the softens and reinforcement cages added, then poured concrete using trimming method, and the first panel is completed. And advantages of diaphragm wall. The process of constructing wall is relatively quick and has small revision. Can be constructed in a great depth. The wall provides temporary support during excavation. Has a expensive steel work is eliminated. Serve both as external work for basement and foundation for superstructure. Suitable for deep basement, it can be up to 50 mm. Commonly used in congested areas. Limited construction time and minimizes settlement of adjacent building. And the disadvantages. The majorly is the cost is higher than the conventional method. Special equipment is required. Large space is required at the site of special equipment, and we know technically how. And these are about the diaphragm wall. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashik. It was indeed a really informative session.
Okay, thank you.
Now, Jisha ma'am. Would you
Okay,
like to
thank
ask
you.
some questions?
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Then you have mentioned about the bentonite. So
Yes,
where we are using the particular bentonite only, can we have any other alternative materials instead of bentonite?
it's called mud clay. We are using mud clay. No,
Bentonite is a clay powder, right? Then what
ah,
property
clay.
of bentonite? Okay, then what is the property of that bentonite? Why we are using that bentonite commonly in the case of construction?
Because of bentonite clay has a high viscosity that is prevent against the collapse, and okay, and its sand content of 7%. pH value is 11.2. So yeah,
Then
that's why
how is
we
the
are using.
density of the bentonite clay? Any density is preferable for this type of construction?
I can clear it, ma'am, one more time.
What about the density of bentonite also?
It's a 1.12. It's the density of bentonite clay.
Is it low or high?
Uh, it's a low, sorry, high viscosity, high.
Okay. Then can we apply this type of diaphragm wall in any case of soils? Or can we construct these types of diaphragm walls in all types of soils?
No, no, no.
Any
Only for,
limitations on the type of soil?
yes, first of all, we check the soil, and we used to figure it out what type of diaphragm wall is been placed in the particular area. I already told you the three types of diaphragm wall. According to that, we used the three types. First of all, anchored or cantilevered or strutted diaphragm wall using the particular area.
Then, what about the water table positions? In some areas the water table will be in a higher level or in lower level. Then what about that? Have you any comments on that?
Water level, okay. We are using construction. Are you constructing? We use it to bentonite mud
When the
to the.
diaphragm walls meet,
No? Okay,
okay.
ma'am. Hello.
When we meet the water table in the when we construct the diaphragm walls, then
Okay.
is there any limitations on that?
Yeah, as we used to technically we know how, and the things are as done a disadvantage.
Ashik, please switch on your
Sorry,
camera.
it's my mistake. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Yes, continue.
Okay. Uh, the water table is below. Okay. First of all, we used to dig a panel. We using bentonite mud to this. At that time, the water level at the time we mixing bentonite clay with water. The bentonite plant that we are using the water level in the diaphragm wall, that we use the water level below the water. The water cannot be
Okay,
used
okay,
the
okay. Thank you,
bentonite for
Ashik.
making bentonite clay. Okay. Thank you, miss.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Ashik. Cinema, my session is over. You can ask questions.
Okay, good presentation, Ashi.
Thank you.
My question is, when will this bentonite or polymer mud be replaced by concrete during this process?
The concreting at using we using the trimming method, we used to concreting to the panel. They were using a trimming method consisting of a pipe and a hopper. The pipe is getting to the bottom of the panel, and we are using concreting through the pipe, and under the section the concrete is above up. The concrete is up on the onwards. The mud is always upwing. Uh, uh, Used a centrifugal pump to reverse to the bentonite slurry tank. Using concrete at the time, the bentonite clay will be discharged or taken out from the panel.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Ashik, my question is, are there any codal provisions regarding this diaphragm wall?
I can clear you. Hello.
Any codes, say IS code or any ASTM code specifying about this diaphragm wall?
I only know one. That's a diaphragm wall and the design on construction of diaphragm wall. It's IS 14,344.
Okay. So, do they specify any reinforcement percentage?
Reinforcement using M30.
Minimum grade of concrete?
Reinforcing assume material assume Portland cement we used for the concreting, and the reinforcement gauge is a mild steel.
No, minimum percentage of reinforcement. Is there anything related to that?
No, I don't
Okay, what about the thickness? Minimum thickness?
know. Thickness is
Is there any standard method? I'm asking that.
standard method. Say this is the method first for concrete and
Okay, no problem, Ashik.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to call upon number 19.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes. You're audible.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, can you see my slides?
Yes, Neha. Start the presentation.
Okay, ma'am. Good morning, all. I'm Sneha from Government Polytechnic College, Shelekara. I'm here today to talk to you about my paper presentation. The topic is structural vibration control using modified liquid dampers. As an engineer, we know that the current trend in construction industry is taller and lighter structure. Also, the structural control in civil engineering has been developing from the concept into workable technology and applied into practical engineering structure. The structures are located in environment where earthquake or large wind forces are common will be subjected to serious vibration during their lifetime. So, vibration control of civil structure is more recent as compared to machines and aerospace vehicles. When the vibration occurs when the dynamic forces generated by compressors, pumps, and engine that may cause the vibration. The vibration is due to the structure being mechanically resonant. Then, what are the major forces or sources of vibration? That is earthquake and wind load. When the earthquake occur, they are generally creating in a two type of a wave. So usually have a strong vibration and probably cause most of the damages done by earthquake. As per these approach, generally we adopt some of the control measures. They are changing rigidity, mass damping, and shape. Applying active or passive forces. Along these to eliminate vibration, we generally adopting some of the design methods. These are first one, the aerodynamic design and structural design and auxiliary design. In an aerodynamic design, in this design, it improving in the aerodynamic properties just like chambers, the corners and openings. In a structural design, to increasing in the stiffness or natural frequency to reduce the non-dimensional wind force. And in an auxiliary design, it is a addition of material with energy dissipating properties to increasing in the building damping ratio. In an auxiliary design, we mainly use the dynamic vibration absorbers. The dynamic vibration absorbers are used to reducing in the dynamic response of a structure. So there are two main type of a dynamic vibration absorber. They are turn mass damper and liquid damper. The concept of use of damper for a structure to eliminate vibration is arrived from the auxiliary design. Then let me check what are the dampers and how the dampers help to the vibration reduction. What is a damper? Do you have an idea about the damper or damping system? The damper system are designed and manufactured to protect structural integrity to control the structural damages. In simply, a damper system is any material or device that absorbing in the vibration. So reduce the damages by absorbing in the seismic energy.
Let me check what are the history behind the dampers. The first application of a liquid damper was in a submarines and then in a satellite. And around 20 years later, the dampers were employed in offshore platform and ground structure and develop a parametric study on the Anura liquid damper and show that this damper can be effective for civil structure. So 1980, it's an application of damper in civil engineering structure, and there are so many modifications are done. And the 2008, the dynamic behavior of structure equipped with a modified liquid damper. Nowadays there are so many research are done with a liquid damper with an additional properties. Let me check what is a liquid damper and what is the difference between liquid damper and modified liquid damper. Liquid dampers are a passive energy absorbing device that have been used especially in some flexible high-rise building to controlling in the vibration. They are typically a rectangular tank and partially filling with a water that are installed on the roof of a structure, and flushing of a liquid damper absorb and dissipate energy through boundary layer friction and wave breaking and surface contamination based on the ratio of water depth to the length of a tank. In a liquid damper is also reducing in a good range of vibration, but provides some modification in the liquid damper. It more effective than the ordinary one. So that is a modified liquid damper. Modified liquid damper is a new type of a liquid damper. The main difference between modified liquid damper and ordinary liquid damper is an equipped with a rotational spring system at the base. So it's also a passive damper, but it has an angle rotation. Due to a spring, structure start to move. Damper will move horizontally with a structure. Its special spring connection, the tank is allowed to have a rotation with a small angle. And what are the features of modified liquid dampers when compared to an ordinary one? So it possesses structure with lateral vibration, and also a mass spring system is added in the traditional liquid damper. And modified liquid damper is a more efficient in resonance suppression as compared to the ordinary one. And it exceeds around 70% reduction of the vibration and amplitude. It's a pictorial explanation of a liquid damper in a structure. We can see that the motion of a building, motion of liquid in an opposite direction. So that can help to reducing in the vibration. The dampers are mainly classified into turn sloshing damper, liquid column damper, and controllable dampers. And the adaptation of a liquid damper is based on their percentage of vibration. And these dampers will be controlled by some of the methods, that is active control, passive control, and semi-active control. In an active control system, the monitor the state of structure by using data acquired from sensors placed on the structure. And a semi-active system, unlike the active control system, only need a small amount of an external power. They do not apply the external forces to the structure, but the semi-active system control modify the structural properties also. And the passive control system, the liquid damper is also from the passive control system. And unlike active and semi-active system, passive system do not need an external power or monitoring. The sensors and actuators. Properties of passive system are fixed and they are not get modified during their vibration of a structure. So, when we consider the design procedures, how to design the dampers, first we have consider the determine the structural vibration reduction percentage also. So, the based on the reduction percentage, it is less than 60%. We adopted the turn liquid damper. And the reduction is more than 60%, we adopted the modified liquid damper. So the modified liquid damper is pivoted by a spring. So special spring connection, the tank is allowed to have rotation with a small angle. So it helped to reducing in the more than 60% of a vibration reduction. So then to determining in the property of a structure, that is structural mass, structural stiffness, and damping ratios. And how to work the liquid dampers? The working is based on the multi-degree of freedom. And what are the characteristics or coordinate different dampers? And it's a working is design is based on the mass ratio. When the mass ratio is directly proportional to performance. And this is a structure with or without a damper. We can see that in a general building, during the vibration, the shaking is violently. But a building with damping structure, the shaking will be reduced due to the opposite motion of a damper and building in opposite direction. So the structure will vibrate lightly shaking. So the damper in a structure is very useful. And the advantages are it has a low installation cost, no moving part, low operation and maintenance cost. Frequency can be controlled by adjusting in the height because it's a temporary structure. And these are some of the practical implementation of a dampers. Dampers have employed civil engineering structure around the globe. The one is Tokyo International Airport, another one is Nagasaki Airport, and these are some of the figure also seismic dampers, turn mass dampers, and friction dampers also. Anyway, the result of study indicate that modified liquid dampers can be designed to effectively control the response of a structure to subject it to large amplitude broadband based excitation such as those experienced during the earthquake. So the dampers in a structure to help the vibration reduction. Thank you.
Thank you, Sneha. It was really nice presentation.
Thank
And
you,
it was
ma'am.
informative topic also. So I would like to call upon Jisha ma'am to ask some questions.
Sneha, it was really interesting to hear about the different type of numbers to control the vibrations in the case of buildings, in the case of tall buildings. As in the case of tall buildings, we have another case also, long span bridges also we have. So what type of dampers would you suggest for in the case of long span bridges?
Ma'am, in the long span bridges, frictional dampers are used.
Sorry, what type of
The
dampers?
frictional dampers are used in long span bridges.
So is it active or passive, this frictional damper? Is
The
it another
frictional
type of
damper,
damper?
frictional damper is a passive damper.
Okay, so in the case of bridges, we'll be using the passive dampers, right? Then in the era of sustainability, do you have any suggestions for sustainable materials for as a damming materials?
Ma'am, there are many type of a dampers. So uh, uh, it's in the case of liquid damper, we constructing in a liquid tank to store water. Another the frictional damper, we can use the steels also.
Okay, okay, thank you, Sneha. My session is over. Sina ma'am, please.
Okay. Good presentation, Sneha.
Thank you, ma'am.
My question is, you told that this type of this principle is used in Japan. Is there any examples in India?
Yes, ma'am. It's used in a New Delhi also and Gujarat in airport. It is used for the turn mass damper. 40-ton turn mass damper is used in New Delhi for the airport construction.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So Sneha, it was really nice presentation. I have
Thank
a
you, ma'am.
question. Yeah. Have you heard about this structural dynamic equation? Can you tell the equilibrium equation if you're using a damper?
Ma'am, second degree differentiation is used to determining in the characteristic of a dampers.
Okay.
It's based depend on the multi degree of freedom. So many coordinate. So many coordinates depends on the working is based on the multi degree of freedom. So many coordinates are usually depending their behavior of working.
No, I'm asking the basic equilibrium equation.
In this dampers, the second degree differential equation is used.
Okay, that I understand.
The dynamic forces and the mass ratio and the velocity position, that is the main components when checking in the equations.
Okay, Sneha, no problem. Okay, ma'am, is it the, yeah, thank you, Sneha.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, do you have any other presentation in the session?
This session is our, yeah, Manasa ma'am.
Yes, Arya, Manoj, what about her?
Arya will be presenting in the next session instead of Akshaya. So I
So
think
we can conclude.
yeah, we can conclude this session and maybe begin the session by 8. But at what time, as
11:15.
per the schedule? Yeah,
I think 30 minutes is enough.
11 is the time, I think, for the next schedule. If it is okay, then we can go with 11.
Okay, okay. 11. 11 is okay.
Madam,
Yeah,
Nidhi
okay,
madam.
ma'am. Yeah, it's fine, ma'am. So we shall continue at 11 o'clock.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.